So I came across a video that I want to share with you, and it's about when people don't believe in you, and sometimes they can even laugh at what you're doing or laugh in your face. But the good thing about other people not believing in you is success does not require other people to believe in you. So now let's take a look at this. Turn your volume up. This is Jeff Bezos being laughed at by a host of a TV show in 1999 when Amazon was still a significantly smaller company. Let's keep in mind, if the host, who was a millionaire at the time and is a millionaire now, if he would have invested with Jeff Bezos, who was telling him to his face that this makes sense, he would have been a billionaire. But you know what? Enough from me. Let's hear Jeff Bezos talk about it.
Here's the thing I don't understand. The company is worth billions.
Yes.
And every time I pick up the paper, each year it loses more money than it lost the year before. The company's never made a profit.
That's right.
Now, why? How does it? Why? How does that? Why?
Seems like a new math, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it's to someone who doesn't know anything about this stuff. It's amazing. You know, we lost 12 million last year, and we're doing great.
Well, there are a whole series of Doonesbury cartoons about this. This is not a new phenomenon. We are a famously unprofitable company,
right.
And we are investing in the future. It's not, which isn't unusual. Companies have done this before. What's a little surprising about Amazon.com is the scale to which we're doing it. We're doing it in a big way.
I see. So you just keep reinvesting.
And what's funny is, like I said before, someone can laugh or doubt what you can do, but success does not require other people to believe in you. That's why I want you to believe in yourself. Jeff Bezos is now worth over $150 billion after losing about half of his wealth in a divorce. He would have been the richest person alive today that we know about. Family, remember, you don't need other people to believe in you as long as you got a plan. Proper preparation prevents poor performance of how to succeed, and you taking the time to learn. That's why I tell you this episode is brought to you by the Moomoo Investing app, where I am investing into great companies, great ETFs, and I'm trading profitably because I have the tools that can help me to win. I told you 100 times, go and download Moomoo if you haven't done so already. Even if you already have another app, add this to your toolbox, family. Get the free stocks and get the free tools as well. The link is in the top comment and in the description. But you know what? I want to teach you something. Class is in session. This is going to be about the Q's. Q, 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 T, Q, 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 and S, Q, Q, Q. So why am I going to teach you this, family? Because there's a lot of people making a lot of money on it, and I can't leave you in the dark. So I got you on that. And speaking of being left in the dark, I want to say shout out to one of my guys who left me a comment that really spoke to me. And I want to highlight this as comment of the day. You go ahead and leave a comment too if you feel like I've helped you make any amount of money in any way or taught you something in a way that even a 9-year-old could understand the family, because that's what's important. Making sure that people are not just hearing you sound smart. People are actually learning how to be better, learning how to trade, learning how to invest. So class is in session. Put some headphones in the chat, and if you got a comment like this, let me know, family. It really does help me to know that you're picking up what I'm putting down. And this is from my guy, Mark. And he said, man, for anyone new watching this, Kenan has helped me make more money than any other person or any other way that I've made money. He said my $10 a month membership, he's talking about to KG's University for the Gifted. Shout out to the whole family. It's cheap for the amount of education that I've gotten. You won't get this level of education anywhere else. And he said he's living proof. He threw some hearts on there, and I got to say, man, I appreciate you, big dog.
I was running through the 6 with my walk. You know how that shit go.
Appreciate you for that. And he said, much love for my mentor, Kenan Grace. And again, like I always tell you, I'm the coach. All I can do is write up the play, but you got to run the ball. So now let's get into it. And I want to show you what the institutions are thinking about doing, because rate hike fears, interest rate hike fears. If you don't know what that is, it's just interest rates are getting higher and higher, and this is causing the stock market to come down. Now, let's look into it, and then I'm going to teach you about the Qs. Make sure you're paying attention to this one. You might even want to favorite this one, or even save it to I don't know, text it to yourself. I don't know, something, but you want to save this one so you can learn how people are making a lot of money using the Qs, right? On the way up and on the way down, with and without options. This is going to be a gem. So now let's get into it. The first thing I want you to see real quick is that the fund managers, right? There's some hedge fund managers, and they're holding 60% cash.
You don't get a fire in your belly with a boring breakfast. You gotta light that sucker up with the good stuff. Kodiak stuff. Whole grains and a whole lot of protein stuff. Eating hearty sets the table for epic days ahead. Dig in and you'll see. It's wild what you and a real Kodiak breakfast can do.
2 out of 3 men experience hair thinning by the age of 35. But
with Old Spice Swagger shampoo, men can experience 80 times 1, up to 80% fuller looking hair after just 1 wash.
oh, actually, guys can experience up to 80% fuller looking hair with Old Spice. It is America's #1 men's shampoo brand.
I think what you're trying to say is Old Spice Swagger shampoo can help give guys up to 80% fuller looking hair in just 1 wash. And it smells just...
Smells amazing.
Actually, it smells amazing.
Actually, it smells amazing.
Actually, look for the red Old Spice bottle in the shampoo aisle.
The Old Spice aisle.
Because they're expecting the stock market to crash down even further. Now, the reason that people are paying attention to this one, Ruffers, an example, is the name of, it's called Ruffers & Co. They're paying attention to this fund because their claim to fame was they successfully stopped or sidestepped, they didn't get caught up in it, the dot-com bubble of 2000 and the financial bank crisis of 2008, the recession. They skipped past both of them. And now they're getting ready again for something big to happen. Don't let fear get in the way. Make sure that you know how to play the game. So I want to teach you how to make money both ways and on the way down in this video, right? So let's get into it. They got 20% of their money in long-term bonds. 60% is in cash. Who is it? This is an institutionally held fund. 70% of it is held by institutional investors. So they're trying to protect institutions' money. So you really got to say, what are the big dogs doing? These guys on the bottom right here, who you can kind of see, right? They're managing money for institutions who manage money. So it's deeper than you would even think. But let's get to the cues right now. So headphones in the chat. Go type in headphone emoji. You'll see it pop up. Put that in the chat so I know that you're paying close attention. Whether you on a treadmill, whether you sitting in the bathroom, whether you're going for a walk, whether you're, I don't know, in the gym, whether you're sitting on the couch, sitting in bed, make sure you're paying close attention to this, family. This is the one I want you to save. So now, Investco QQQ. I know you see that it's $364. Remember, when you invest, nowadays you can get what's called a fractional share, meaning you don't have to buy the whole thing. You can buy $5 worth of it if you so choose. Right? It's not all about the amount of the stock. It's about the amount that it went up. That's what's important. If you put in $10 and that $10 went up 36%, oh, what if you put in $100 and that $100 went up 36%? It's still 36%. That's what's important, the amount that it goes up. Now, I'll tell you exactly how it works in a second. So Investco, QQQ, this is the ticker symbol. It's up 36% this year. Let's compare it. We need a standard to compare it to. Let's compare it to the S&P 500, the SPY, ticker symbol SPY. So SPY is up 19% in the same time frame, but Investco QQQ is up 36%. It's outperforming the market. Oh, that's interesting. But that's just 1 year, right? One is 36 in a year, the Qs, and then this one is, the SPY is 19. That's just 1 year. So we look back, okay, in the last 5 years, QQQ was up 109%. Okay, we got to compare it to the SPY, the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is up 62% in that same time frame. It would be up more, both of them, but the pandemic, you can see it draw it all the way back down. It drew it down, but it's since come back up. What's going on with these things? Family, the Qs are heavy in tech, the tech stocks. I'm talking about you missed out on NVIDIA, or at least you think you did. You missed out on Tesla, you think you did. You missed out on Google and Amazon, you think you did. Well, if you were invested into the Qs, QQQ, then you would have had heavy exposure into those tech stocks. And then when they ran up, you would have got to go along with the run proportionally. So now let's look. QQQ is an ETF, an exchange traded fund. It's just a name, but it's like buying a stock, but it's a basket of stocks. But this one is not like the Fortune 500, which are the 500 like biggest companies in the United.
We're live in 5, 4, 3.
Let's begin, shall we?
Still fresh. Still fresh. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables.
States, for example, this one is a tech-heavy index of the top about 100. It's technically 102, but about 100 big tech kind of related stocks. Not all only, but mostly, right? It's very tech-heavy. So now let's look at this. It's the 4th most popular ETF in the world right now, and it excludes financial companies according to Investopedia right here. So let's get into it. One downside is the expense ratio is 0.2. What does that mean? If you were to buy the SPY, the expense ratio is 0.09. So this is basically 2 times more expensive of an ETF, a little more than that, than holding SPY. But the performance of QQQ has historically been better than the SPY. So then people are saying, hey, yeah, it outweighs it. It makes sense. Versus even VOO, which has an expense ratio of not 20, not 9, but 3. So let's keep it going. This is SQQQ. So this is the short QQQ. Why do you want to know this? Because it is an inverse ETF, meaning it's going to do exactly the opposite of the market. So if the market is going up like it did on Friday, oh, SQQQ is crashing down if the market is going up. But what if the market is crashing down? Guess what? SQQ is gonna run up. I'm talking about like crazy. So this is how people make money on the way down who aren't ready to buy options yet. They'll just say, oh, the market is crashing down and I want to make money on the way down. They'll go and buy QQQ. SQQQ for short, right? QQQ to short the market, just like buying a stock. So then if the market's crashing down, just to give you a real example, that would mean the market's coming down, down, down. You buy SQQ, make money on it, sell it high. So it's 19 now. If you've seen the SPY crashing, you've seen Apple crashing, you've seen Google crashing, then this one is going to go from 19 to 20, 21, 22, 23, because everything else is crashing and it works inverse, the exact opposite of the market. So now look at this. It's down 65% on the year. Why would you buy that? This is something that's considered a trade like an option, except this doesn't have an expiration date on it. That's a huge reason why people get into it. So again, market's crashing. They say, yo, you know what? We're in some type of recession like these big institutions plan. I'm going to go buy QQ or SQQQ, hold on to it for like 3 days while the market's crashing down, turn my $19 into like $30 per each one I buy, and then I'll sell it for a profit and then go right into QQQ, or even another one called TQQQ, which is like SQQ, but this one is tall, right? S for short, T for tall. This is when you're trying to make money on the way up, just like SQQQ, but it's accelerated. These are leveraged, right? Leverage meaning SQQQ is leveraged 3 times, right? So it's basically going to have 3 times the performance on the way down. So let's say, for example, just give you a clean and crude example. If the market is down, or even QQQ is down 1%, then you can see SQQQ is going to be up 3 times that. So then 3%. So people are going to say, that's how I use SQQQ. When the market is crashing, I go and buy it and I make money on the way down. Now, TQQQ, again, tall, T for tall, they're making money on the way up, means this. If the market is up 1%, or let's say even QQQ is up 1%, then this one is leveraged too. TQQQ is leveraged too, meaning that's going to be up 3%. So that's why this one is up 94% on the year versus the Qs on their own are up about 30-something% this year, right? It's like basically 3 times as much gains as the other one, but it's leveraged, which has more risk. And I'm not telling you what to buy, hold, or sell, but I wanted to just put this game on you, and I want you to rewatch this one, right? And when you rewatch it, let me know in the comments. Say, I watched it once, I watched it twice, because I'm trying to really understand the cues. Let me know, right? You can even write the number in the chat. So 1, every time you watch it again, 2, 3, so you understand the cues thoroughly. I'm really trying to give you $1 million worth of game for free right now, family. I want you to really just understand it so you can make money on the way down, even if you're scared of options right now. So now, I want to show you options, for example, though, because I showed you that TQQQ, right? The one on the way up, tall, QQQ, is up 94% in a year, but their option is up 109% in a day. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is why people say, wow, what if I go and trade that on the option side and try to magnify potential gains? But you got to make sure that you're not magnifying your losses by having risk management. This is why I tell you to join KG's University for the Gifted. This is why I tell you to join and get up on Mumu so you can see what the whales are doing. You can have the education and know what's going on instead of just saying, man, I just keep losing. You got to learn before you can earn. Now, I say all of that to say, remember, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm just the coach. All I can do is write up the play, but you got to run the ball. Hit the link in the description so you can join on the live streams when I trade on Tuesday, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.